Often, when people talk to me about ancient Egypt, they tell me cats were sacred in ancient Egypt. Well, yes, of course, cats may have been sacred in Egypt to some extent, but not all the time and not across the whole country. Such a statement is too broad for it to be true. Let me tell you why. Several animals have been associated with deities ever since the earliest days of Egyptian history. And some were so closely associated that half human, half animal deities were created in their honor. Some of the better known deities are those with a human body and an animal head, such as Bastet, protector goddess of cats, Anubis, god of mummification, Horus, protector of pharaohs, Ra, god of the noon sun, and Thoth, the patron deity of scribes. There are also deities with an animal body and a human head, such as Serket, protector of Scorpios, and Meret Seger, goddess of snakes. Then there were deities who were animals, such as Thoth, who was also depicted as a baboon, Taweret, the hippopotamus goddess who protected families, Eket, the frog goddess said to protect women in childbirth, and Wepwet, who watched over deserts. I must also add the strange example of Khepri, the deity depicted as a beetle-headed human evoking the sun at dawn. In this case, the whole beetle represented his head, giving this deity a very peculiar appearance. Following the same logic as these animal gods, cats came to be associated with the goddess Bastet, crocodiles with the god Sobek, dogs and jackals with the god Wepwet, and the list goes on. But at the beginning, these associations did not in fact give these animals a sacred or divine status. Many things changed during the late period. First of all, Egypt was no longer under the reign of Egyptian pharaohs, with very few exceptions, but of foreign kings who invaded the country. Nubian, Assyrians, Libyans, followed by Persians. Then, some animals started being given special status during this period and were now sacred creatures. But again, there is one important distinction to be made. While this practice affected all of Egypt, it always remained within cities or regions. So, in the city of Shedet, which the Greeks would later rename Crocodilopolis, meaning crocodile city, and in Komombo, crocodiles were sacred because the protector of both cities was Sobek, the crocodile god. However, these fearsome animals were not considered sacred in cities such as Memphis and Thebes. The same goes for cats. They were worshipped in the ancient cities of Bubastis, known today as Tel Basta, because this city was under the protection of the goddess Bastet. They were also revered in Memphis, where the goddess held an important position during the late period. Citizens were therefore prohibited from mistreating or killing cats. Only priests of the goddess were allowed to make cat mummies, which they sold to pilgrims, who then offered these mummies as an offering to Bastet in the hope of winning a favor. But elsewhere in the country, cats were not sacred. I felt the need to correct this misconception, because repeating a fallacy over and over again doesn't make it true. When Egyptian pharaohs ruled Egypt, cats were not considered sacred, and even when they were, Bastet's animals was sacred only for a short time and never in the whole country, only in some cities or areas.